I always read these stories about betrayal and thought, damn, that's rough, but I'm glad it's not me. Well, guess I'm the main character in a nightmare now. It all started, well, it started perfectly. My girlfriend, Chloe, and I have been together for 3 years. She's the kind of person who lights up a room. Funny, smart, beautiful, all the cliches, but in her case, they were true. We talked about moving in together, maybe getting a dog. We were planning a whole future. And my best friend, Mark, we've been like brothers since we were kids. He was the first person I told about Chloe. He was supposed to be the best man at the wedding we'd always joke about having. The 3 of us were a team. We went to concerts together, had stupid game nights. They'd even team up to roast me. I loved it. I truly felt like the luckiest guy in the world. Lately, though, I don't know. Maybe I was blind. Maybe I'm just imagining things now, looking for clues that weren't there. But thinking back, something felt a little off. Chloe had been spending more time on her phone. She'd smile at it, and when I asked what was so funny, she'd just say, "Oh, nothing, just a stupid meme," and quickly lock the screen. She started going out with her girlfriends more often. And Mark, he'd been a bit distant. He started canceling on our weekly hangouts, always saying he was swamped with work. But whenever the 3 of us were together, everything seemed normal. So I brushed it off. I told myself I was being paranoid. Why would I ever suspect the 2 people I trusted most? Then last Tuesday, everything changed. Chloe's laptop broke right before a big online class she was taking. She was totally panicked. I was heading out to run some errands, so I handed her my laptop. "No problem, babe," I said. "Just don't mess up my carefully organized spreadsheet of dad jokes." She laughed, gave me a kiss, and told me I was her hero. I left the house feeling like I was on top of the world. I got back a couple of hours later. Chloe was on the couch, my laptop sitting right beside her. "All done," she said. "You're a lifesaver. I'm just gonna jump in the shower." She headed to the bathroom, and I sat down to check my emails. I opened the browser. That's when I saw it. She had forgotten to log out. Not just out of the browser, but out of her Instagram account. A little notification bubble was sitting on the DM icon. Now, I'm not a suspicious guy, I really wasn't. My first thought was just to log her out for her. But my cursor hovered over that icon. That little red bubble. It felt like it was pulsing. My heart started beating a little faster. Don't do it, I thought. But my finger clicked. The chat was at the very top of her list. The name I saw made my blood run cold. It was Mark, my best friend. The last message preview was from him. It read, "Can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be perfect." My stomach dropped through the floor. I clicked on the chat, and I started to scroll. It wasn't just one flirty text. It was a full-blown conversation. They were planning an entire weekend together. A trip. They were talking about a hotel reservation and a dinner booking at that fancy Italian place I had wanted to take her to. They were making intimate jokes about things that were our private things. They talked about how they couldn't keep their hands off each other the last time they studied together. And worst of all, they talked about me. They had a pet name for me. They called me the loser. I just sat there frozen. The only sound was the water running in the shower. The screen glowed in my face, the words starting to blur. I heard the water shut off. She would be out soon. My girlfriend and my best friend were planning a romantic getaway behind my back. For months, and they were laughing about it. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I left off with my world completely shattered, sitting on the couch, listening to the shower turn off. The sound of the water stopping felt like a starting pistol for a nightmare. I quickly closed the laptop. My hands were trembling. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would burst out of my chest. I felt nauseous. The words "the loser" were just echoing in my head, over and over. The bathroom door opened, and Chloe walked out in a cloud of steam, smiling, wrapped in a towel. "All refreshed," she said. Her smile was the same one I'd fallen in love with, but now it looked like a mask. How could she look at me like that after what she'd just written? I couldn't speak. I just stared at her. She noticed something was wrong. "Hey, are you okay? You look pale." I took a deep breath. My voice was barely a whisper. Chloe, who is Mark to you? The smile vanished from her face instantly. It was replaced by pure, unguarded panic. It was all the confirmation I needed. What are you talking about? He's your best friend, she said, trying to sound casual, but her voice was tight. Don't, I said, my voice getting stronger, laced with an anger I didn't know I had. Don't you dare. I saw the Instagram chat. I saw everything. The hotel, the Italian restaurant, the studying. She just stood there, frozen. Then the excuses started tumbling out. Babe, it's not what you think. It was just a joke. We were just planning a surprise for you. A surprise. I laughed, and it was a bitter, horrible sound. A surprise where you two can't keep your hands off each other? A surprise where you call me the loser? Is that my surprise? Hearing me say their pet name for me broke her. The act collapsed. Her face crumpled, and she started crying. I'm so sorry. It just happened. It didn't mean anything. How long, Chloe? I asked, my voice cold and flat. How long has this been going on? She couldn't even look at me. About 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. All the canceled plans, the late nights, the secret smiles at her phone. It all made a terrible, horrible sense. I stood up. I felt like I was moving in a dream. I needed to get out of there. I needed space to breathe. Where are you going? She cried, reaching for me. I'm going to see Mark, I said, grabbing my keys. Please don't. You can't, she begged. But I was already out the door. I drove to Mark's apartment on autopilot. My mind was racing. I banged on his door. When he opened it, he had an easy, relaxed smile on his face. Hey man, what's up? That smile made me see red. We need to talk. Now. The smile faded when he saw my face. He let me in. Dude, you look terrible. What's going on? I didn't sit down. I just looked at him, my best friend since childhood. I know about you and Chloe. He had the nerve to look confused. What about me and Chloe? I read the messages, Mark. The hotel. The dinner. The loser. Does that ring a bell? The color drained from his face. He didn't even try to deny it. He just deflated. He sank onto his couch and put his head in his hands. Oh God, I'm so sorry, man. Sorry. I spat the word out. You're sorry? You were my best friend. You were going to be my best man. He looked up, and his eyes were filled with tears. But I felt nothing. No sympathy. Just a cold, hollow emptiness. It was a mistake, he whispered. It just happened. Nothing just happens for 6 months, I yelled. You both looked me in the eye every single day and lied to me. You planned a whole life behind my back. My girlfriend and my best friend. Was it funny? Were you laughing at me the whole time? He had no answer. He just sat there in silence. A silence that confirmed every horrible thought in my head. I turned and walked out. I didn't slam the door. I just left him there in his silent apartment. The quiet felt more final than any scream. I got back into my car, but I didn't drive home. I couldn't go back to her. I couldn't face that apartment, filled with all our memories that were now just lies. So I drove. I just drove with no destination. My phone started buzzing. First it was Chloe, then Mark, then both of them over and over. Texts started popping up. Please, we can talk about this. I love you. It was a mistake. Please answer. I pulled over and stared at my phone. These two people, who had shared a secret world for half a year, were now begging for my attention. I didn't answer. Instead, I opened a new text message. I didn't know what I was going to say. I just knew I had to say something to both of them at once. My thumbs hovered over the screen. What do you even say when your entire life has been a lie? Sitting in the silence of my car, something inside me just snapped. The heartbreak and the rage hardened into something else. A cold, clear plan. They wanted to talk? Fine, we would talk. But on my terms. I didn't reply to their begging texts. Instead, I drove to a quiet coffee shop, bought the largest coffee they had, and I started typing. I opened a new group chat with Chloe and Mark. I wrote, "You want to talk? Meet me at our usual spot at the downtown park. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Be there. Both of you. This is the only conversation we are ever going to have about this." I hit send. The responses were immediate. Chloe, "Yes, anything. Thank you for giving us a chance." Mark, "We'll be there. We can fix this." They thought this was a peace offering. They had no idea it was a trap. The next day, at 12:55 p.m., I was already there. Our spot was a secluded bench by the pond, where we'd had so many picnics. It was also perfectly positioned. I had a small, voice-activated recorder in my pocket, and in my hand, I held a printed screenshot, the one where they called me the loser. I saw them walking towards me together. They looked nervous, but hopeful. They actually thought they could talk their way out of this. They sat down on the bench opposite me. "Hey," Mark said, his voice shaky. "Don't." I cut him off. My voice was like ice. "Let's not pretend this is a friendly chat. You've had 6 months of secret conversations. You get 5 minutes of truth from me." Chloe started crying. "Baby, please." "I'm not your baby," I said, not even looking at her. I kept my eyes locked on Mark. "I have one question for you, Mark. As my best friend, was it worth it?" He stammered. "It was a huge mistake, man. I never meant." "I'm not asking for an apology," I said, my voice rising, drawing the attention of a few people walking nearby. "I'm asking you, was the secret trip, the dinners, the laughter behind my back, was it worth losing a brother over? Was it worth becoming this pathetic, backstabbing coward?" He was speechless. His face was bright red with shame. Then I turned to Chloe. "And you looked me in the eye every day and told me you loved me. You let me talk about our future, all while you were betraying me with the person you knew I trusted most. You are a liar. And you," I said, looking back at Mark, "are a traitor." I stood up. This was the moment. "You took everything from me?" I said, my voice loud and clear now. "So I'm returning the favor." I pulled out the printed screenshot and held it up so they could see it. "I've already packed my things, Chloe. My key is on the kitchen counter. We are done." Then I looked at Mark. "And as for you, I already sent all the screenshots of your beautiful love story to your entire family, and to every single one of our mutual friends." I attached a note. It just said, "Ask Mark and Chloe about their secret trips and their pet name for me, the loser." The looks on their faces, it was pure, unadulterated horror. Their secret was out. Their reputations were destroyed. The facade they'd built for 6 months was vaporized in 30 seconds. You ruined us," Chloe whispered, her face white as a sheet. "No," I said calmly, putting the recorder away. "You did that the moment you decided to betray me. I just handed you the bill." I turned and started walking away. I could hear Mark starting to shout, a desperate, pathetic sound, but I didn't look back. I didn't need to. I had already won. My phone started exploding. Texts from friends, calls from Mark's furious family members. I ignored them all. I had already sent a separate, calmer message to my close circle and his family, explaining the situation with the facts. The truth was my weapon, and I had used it perfectly. I moved in with a cousin for a few weeks. I blocked both of their numbers. I heard through some friends that they were completely ostracized. Their friends wanted nothing to do with them. Mark's family was disgusted with him. The weight of their shame was a prison they built for themselves. It's been 3 months now. The anger has faded. The betrayal, it still hurts sometimes, like a phantom pain, but it doesn't control me. I got a new apartment. I reconnected with old friends who were furious on my behalf. I started therapy, and I started going to the gym, channeling all that negative energy into something positive. I heard they tried to make a go of it as a couple, but it fell apart in a matter of weeks. A relationship born in betrayal doesn't have a strong foundation, it turns out. They took my trust, my friendship, and my love, but they couldn't take my future. I'm not the victim in this story anymore. I'm the one who walked away. I'm the one who held them accountable. And now, I'm the one building a new life, a better life, without liars and traitors in it. And that was the story of a trust broken in the most painful way imaginable. What do you think, everyone? Was OP's method of public confrontation and exposure the right way to handle it? Or was there a better path he could have taken? The emotional toll of such a dual betrayal is almost unthinkable. I truly value your perspective, so please, share your honest opinions and advice down in the comments below. Let's have a meaningful discussion. To every single person watching right now, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for listening to this story, for sharing this journey, and for being a vital part of our community. Your time and attention mean the world to me. If stories like this one, raw, real, and full of emotion, resonate with you, then I have a small request. If you could give this video a like, it would help immensely in helping me bring more content to you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell. Every single subscription is not just a number. It's a huge source of motivation for me. It's what encourages me to keep finding and sharing these powerful, true stories. If you know someone who would be captivated by this story of betrayal and revenge, please share this video with them. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.